Numbers of Iranians are committing fraud and bribery to secure foreign passports to evade US sanctions following Trump's ban on Iranian nationals. Following President Trump reneging on the Obama nuclear agreement, the US launched new sanctions, with more restrictive sanctions to follow by November. In the USA, counter-terrorism experts say there are security issues over the quantity of passports issued to Iranians by foreign countries. The Iraqi government is creating a growing concern as the number of passports issued to Iranians rises. It means that Iranians aren't then flagged as being from a country barred by the United States, one Iraqi said. Mostly, it's business people wanting to get around the economic sanctions and do business with the West. It is going on, and it is not difficult to do, especially if you have a friendly government helping you out, said a Middle East counter-terrorism consultant. Iran has many allies in high-level positions in Baghdad. Iraqi officials continue to deny the issuing of false passports. Iraqi passports are issued with a high security standard. We get the eye cornea prints and fingerprints. We guarantee high security, claims General Saad Maan al-Musawi of Iraq's Ministry of the Interior. It is possible to fake the passports after they have been issued. If someone lost their passport or it was stolen, it could be forged, but not through legal ways. An Afghan government official also admits to a problem. Kabul authorities admit Iranians have paid between $5,000 and $10,000 to acquire all the paperwork they need to allow them to secure an Afghan passport. In Herat, national identification cards are easy to buy on the black market, making it possible to obtain a false passport. The proliferation of forged documents enables a host of illegal activities, like the travel of sanctioned or wanted individuals and other forms of illegal immigration. It is also a deliberate attack on the authority to secure its borders, said David Ibsen, Executive Director of the Counter-Extremism Project, CEP. This is not surprising, as Iran will do what it can to circumvent sanctions. The problem extends further. In June, the Comoros Islands off East Africa cancelled over 100 passports fraudulently issued to senior executives of Iranian industries targeted by US sanctions. Diplomats and security sources in the Comoros and the West are concerned that some Iranians acquired the passports to protect their interests, as sanctions crimped Iran's ability to conduct international business, reports state. Comoros passports offer visa-free travel in parts of the Middle and Far East and could be used by Iranians to open accounts in foreign banks and register companies abroad. Iranians are also buying passports under the Citizenship by Investment program in Dominica and Grenada. These passports allow visa-free travel to over 100 countries. This tactic isn't new. In July 2013, a US Congressional Homeland Security hearing revealed the acquisition by hundreds and perhaps thousands of Iranian nationals of legitimate original passports and national identity documents from Ecuador, Panama, Venezuela, and Bolivia. These documents, issued primarily to Quds forces, Ministry of Intelligence, and other Iranian intelligence personnel, allow them to move across the region relatively undetected because they are no longer identifiable as Iranians. They added, the vast bulk of people receiving these passports by complicit governments, whose primary objective is to find vulnerabilities and points of entry into the United States, identify vulnerable targets in the region, and prepare a military response if Iran's nuclear program were to be attacked. The US Treasury Department arrested 3 Iranians in 2014 using St. Kitts and Nevis passports, accused of money laundering in collusion with Tehran banks, a violation of US sanctions. St. Kitts and Nevis have recently annulled 5,000 passports because the holder provided no designated birthplace or had changed their name. Iranians are barred from the Citizenship by Investment program too. Earlier this year, St. Lucia also banned Iranians from their Citizenship by Investment Unit, CIU, claiming they were unable to undertake due diligence checks on site in Iran and validate documents issued from Iran. However, they took no action on second citizenships already granted. Iranians living abroad are still applying for citizenship in numbers. We know that much of the international Islamist terrorism is being directed by the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, says Tom Wilson, research fellow at the Henry Jackson Society, adding, Iranians who hold second passports may well be able to buy property in the US or do business with ordinary Americans. In particular is the concern that key Iranian figures will use these passports to try and avoid the full effects of sanctions. The US State Department are adamant national security is the priority. Every prospective traveller to the United States undergoes extensive security screening. Maintaining robust screening standards for visa applicants is a dynamic practice that must adapt to emerging threats. We are constantly working to find mechanisms to improve our screening process, allow travel and immigration to the United States while protecting US citizens and excluding individuals who might pose a threat. Security experts still argue that US screening is first-rate, but it is beatable. As long as the demand is there, criminals will find a way, said Larry Johnson, former Secret Service agent and now CEO of Cybersponse.